for the print, but the original ones.
Some color lights.
Yeah.
Yes. Wow.
His face is like more nipped.
Yeah, so real.
Each in English.
Yeah, so
Oh.
real. Yeah.
You can do in the little one too.
Yeah, this one.
This too? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Whoa.
Wow.
It looks very cool.
So is this one-off or is it a product?
No,
I can tell you, I don't know.
no.
No.
This is a sculpture of
Wow.
an artist,
Wow.
and this one is a meme sculpture.
Recording?
Yep.
Okay. All right, everybody. This is really cool. We're down here in Brazil, and we've talked a little bit. Glenn, I got Glen Chou with me from Mini GT. That's why we're here, right, for Salão Dicast. But we have this bonus, and what a bonus it is! Glenn, you've announced, Mini GT's announced the Aryton Senna
Yes.
line that you're going to do, and so why don't we just step back and you can see where we're at.
So I think everybody know where we are now, right?
We're at the Senna Institute, and Glenn, let's just talk a little bit about, real quickly, like what you're doing here with them.
So we are here to show them the early prototype. We are explaining the philosophy of the program, how we're going to launch the program in a sequence that we will tell Senna's story in a historical correct way, and how we're going to approach. There's many Senna model on the market for the last 20 years.
Yeah.
But what we're going to do is different this time, and how different it is. So it was a productive meeting. We showed them and they understand the concept, and it was a great meeting. And of course, it's a personal bucket list check.
Yeah.
My hero, Senna, and it's dream come true for me too that I have a chance to visit Senna Institute.
You get to fanboy a little bit, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I had no idea when you walk off the elevator that this is what you're going to see. I knew we'd see some cool stuff. I had no idea this is what we were going to see. This is the McLaren MP4 5B, right? You
Yes.
talked about, this historic car.
Yeah, that was the car he won from betting the team because Ron Dennis said the car's not good, and they might have to put up with it. And Senna said, if I win the race, can I keep the car? And he says yes. And then of course he won, and the car is here.
So cool. So cool.
Yes.
So that was cool. I got to sit on the conversation a little bit today, and that's one of the things. It's not just about replicating the cars themselves, which are going to be really cool in 164, but it's about creating that history. And Mini GT has shown an ability to do this, right? To replicate a narrative as opposed to just the actual car.
Yeah.
And that, there's no better place, I think, especially talking to the folks here, there's no better place to learn and get the essence. I mean, we all are fans, right?
Yes.
Some of us were around for when he was the icon that he was and that he is now, and being able to discuss that with the team here at the Senna Institute, it got me all excited too. Like, you couldn't help but get really excited for the line and what it's going to be, and how many people are going to be introduced to Senna
Yes.
via this line. It's really cool.
Yeah, I think it's the perfect timing, especially is the special year, and plus Netflix launching the new series, and we're going to have a product line follow closely with the series. So this is it. That's where we're going to start, and then in the near future, we're going to start showing prototypes, more prototypes, and people will start, understand more that what's the detail about the program.
Well, then you need to get to work.
Yeah.
That could represent her face, his look, because of the face.
And his question is, he said he watched our streaming, and he knows a lot of things about Senna coming, and he's asking, and we kind of spoke about this before, He's asking if there's any chance the Fiat Tempra, the safety car, rescue Senna in Interlagos. That's his first question. If that car can be coming, and also about an Audi RS2. The Senna has a partnership with Audi. If there's also possibility on the Senna line.
So that's not the first time I get asked about a safety car.
Não é a primeira vez que ele é solicitado o tem para safety car.
So it's on our list, but there's a but.
Está na lista, porém.
But we are working on the data issue. Data means the car data.
Ok. Eles estão trabalhando neste momento no arquivo, no AutoCAD, no 3D deste produto.
We are not sure if the original car still exists in that form.
Eles não sabem se o carro original daquele dia ainda existe.
And we want to find out the particular year and how the car looked, and we don't have sufficient information yet.
Então ele quer saber se existe ainda esse carro real para ele ter informação suficiente para produzir essa miniatura.
Please remember, that is the time we don't have DVD. That's VHS video, very low resolution.
Lembrem que naquela época não tinha DVD, era VHS e eram imagens com pouca qualidade.
So our team right now is working to get data, but we are not sure how long will this take, but it's on our to-do list.
O time dele está trabalhando para coletar informações sobre isso, mas ainda não tem o suficiente para produzir, mas estão trabalhando nisso. Porra, bacana pra caramba, né? Já pensou um Fiat Tempra Safety Car Ayrton Senna?
All right, we are at day 3 of Salão Dicast. This is the line waiting to get in, and it wraps around the corner. There's already folks inside. This has been a fantastic event. We are in Brazil. Look at this guy. We know who this person is. And so we were at the Senna Institute. Glen, this is Glen, the director at Mini GT.
Hi.
But we want to talk about what we didn't have when we were at the Institute was a prototype of the car, and it's in development now. One of the cars, right, in the Senna series that Mini GT is working on. But
Yes.
Look what we got here. We've got one here. So Glenn, we're going to talk about that a little bit, and then we can.
Yep.
Yeah, just tell us where we're at.
So this is a little bit unique. This is not. This is what we call a study sample. So it's not meant to be an official production prototype like what people would expect it. What we need a study prototype is this sample, the suspension structure and some of the details is being reduced down from the data we have as accurate as possible.
Yeah.
But when making a 1/64 scale model, it's impossible due to the limitation of the material thickness, due to the size of the scale model and mass production process. You cannot capture everything. Sometimes you need to make parts bigger or thicker, or find a creative way to recreate the look, and while try to compromise and adapt to the production process. So this sample gives us a first physical idea of what it's supposed to look like if everything is accurate.
So what we're looking at here is essentially what you want it to look like from a
perfect world.
standpoint, in a perfect world.
Yeah.
But now the next phase is.
That's why you have
what
little
actually
side
works.
mirrors.
Yeah.
Like, for sure, it's not happening on the real model. You
Sure.
see like little mirrors and
Sure.
yeah.
So you start here and then you're building from there. Like, okay,
Yes.
how thick? Like, because I would assume that for an Indy car, especially a classic Indy car or a F1 car like this,
Yes.
the axles and things like that presents a challenge.
It is. So you won't have that feeling. We won't have an accurate feeling when you're doing digitally.
Sure.
I mean, you look at the numbers, but model making in some way is still a kind of craftsmanship. You still have to see it in your eyes. Especially we want to do it as close as possible, try to make as less compromise as possible. So we just have to do it the old-fashioned way, do a prototype study, then the team will look at it and say, oh, you know what, the end plates of the wing will be about twice thicker. It's acceptable, and
Yeah.
we'll be bargaining like housewife on the supermarket.
Yeah.
Can you do it like 1.5?
Yeah.
Like that. But
I have heard about these battles that happen with the manufacturer, with the factory, because you have ideas, they have ideas, and you have to come to some conclusion that'll make it work.
the
right?
production team will want to make the model as easy as possible.
Sure.
Try to make it less problems. I mean, we can make anything. So we can make an end plate as thin as this. Problem is, you will probably have scrap rate over 80%. Most of them might be deformed.
Got it.
So it won't make any sense. And so this is what we will put in front of the engineer, and then we start kind of bargaining and studying, measuring, like, okay, what is possible, what we may potentially can challenge, try to achieve, to replicate and reproduce them.
Yeah.
And some is like, yeah, that's no problem. And some is like, oh, Glenn, we might need to, make a big sacrifice.
Right.
Yeah. So it's interesting. It's kind of like a bit like making a real car too, where you have clay model, and you form the first clay model like
Sure.
the most ideal shape from the car designer. And then, of course, the engineer, the production team come in and they make the change to the production
Right.
model. So we have been, not all the car, but on F1, especially classic F1, we have this process that we need to make an engineering sample first to study and see. And to a point where I'm satisfied. I say, okay, this package is good enough for me, and I think it can represent Mini GT as a model that I want to offer to the collector. And then we move forward to build a real prototype of a pre-production sample. The design.
Production car will look
yes.
like. So this is where you're at now. Like
Yes.
this is the phase now. Like you've got the ideal design, proportions, everything.
Yeah.
Now the next phase is going through this.
Well, we already
process.
in that phase. It's I want to show this. It's actually happened. I think it's the right place. We're in
Yeah.
Brazil with all these fans,
Yeah.
and also very few company in 164 does this.
Yeah.
I mean, you just digitally and factory say sure, and then you do it. I mean, we are trying to push the limit, so we have this extra phase to do this prototype and then do our best to see what we can challenge and what we can do better. So I think that's a unique phase that I want to. I mean, it's not a secret. It's just like how much trouble you want to go through to develop a model.
Right.
So it's not like a rocket science or crazy secret, and just want to show some insight, something different than what typically people think.
And the thing that I've noticed, and I mean, we already know, we've talked about the Senna series, and it was quite the experience to be at the Senna Institute, and we know your approach to things. We've talked about this before, but when you're in Brazil and you see what Senna means to the people here in Brazil, you just know this has to be perfect, right?
Yes.
And this is going to be you're going through all these phases to make sure that these cars come out perfect. And just, you've talked a little bit about the line, like you're going to go into some nitty-gritty details on these cars, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think we already kind of show the collector what we do, on the modern F1, right? Or even the P34.
Yeah.
So, and this is just kind of part of showing them what's inside behind the door, like what we do, because traditionally you tend to make one model, like MP44, MP46,
right?
That's it.
And then put different liveries on it.
Yeah,
or something
and
like
that's
that.
it. But actually, the car has different rear wing, different front wing setup, and even body slightly changes to race during that era. And we're going through that. But like I said, first step, this is very unique. I don't know many manufacturer does this, like to study what we can do to how thin, how to design a model, goes to such trouble.
Yeah. It's worth it. And in the line in general, we won't talk. I mean, if there's some other details you want to talk about, go for it. But there's some surprises coming in this.
I mean, in MDX, I talk about it. It's like, yes, sure, we will have the typical Lotus, McLaren, Williams, but I more want to do a few unique cars, like special moment in Senna's history. To be honest, it probably won't be the best case scenario for business.
Yeah.
The sales team and stuff won't be happy. We're probably going to end up losing money. But I think it's essential part to have a range to give people an idea of the whole Senna story, how things happen, what's the twist, what's the highlight moment in his career. And same as I talk about James Bond, I mean, we approach each special project with a unique way to present the story and the collection to everybody. So there would be, for sure, on the business side, there will be part of some cars, we just do it for the sake of doing it. You know, probably won't know how much money we're losing on those.
Right.
But it would make me happy, makes Senna happy, makes all these fans happy that we have a good collection to capture, you know, the whole Senna journey. Yeah.
It's going to be awesome. This is exciting. This is the place to talk about this this series, and it's going to be really cool to see it develop. Well, I'm sure we'll be talking more about this as the line develops.
Yep.
Okay, Glenn,
All right.
thank you.
Thank you. We need somebody translate. Actually, can you help translate?
Okay.
So please telling them. I know they are bored. They are waiting. We are filming. I'm going to show them the Senna prototype on my hand.
Okay.
They can look closely, but no touching.
Okay, let's go.
Próximo lançamento, só olhar na mão dele sem tocar, por favor. Beleza? Olhar rapidinho. Quem quiser fotografar ou filmar, já deixa no jeito aí que ele só vai passar.
See.
Yeah, you can take a look. It's okay. Yeah. Yeah. So the structure is same. This is the prototype. So we are testing the limit, how far we can push the detail. Yeah.
Cool, thanks.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's okay. Yeah. Right.
Okay.
Sure. Hi.
Thank you.
Yeah. Good morning. Yeah, the Senna car. The early samples, so you can see the detail. Yeah. Please explain to them. Normally, this kind of prototypes, they keep it in the factory for development. So we rarely have chance to come out and they see the process. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Actually, if you look at the hand and the steering wheel, normally you don't see the hand in this small, but you can see. Yeah, if you want to see it. Yeah, so you can see. Inside has a steering wheel, and then you can see the hands, all the detail. Yeah. Hi. Hi. Good morning. Hi. This is the prototype we displayed. All right. Hi. Yeah, see? This is a Senna. All right. Thank you.